Penguinos and Penguinas, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over the best controller settings for movement and aiming in Black Ops 7. Now, this is not dependent if you play on PlayStation 5 or use an Xbox controller, PS4 controller, or whatever controller you are using that is compatible with the game. These settings still will matter to you. Now, if you are playing mouse and keyboard, this is definitely not the video for you, so you definitely got to click off for that. But that being said, I do play on an Xbox Fly Digi controller. This is just a Japanese controller. It's really smooth, really silky. It's kind of like a scuff, but this has happened to what I play on. I do have a PS5 controller here with back buttons and everything, and sometimes I switch and it's interchangeable. But these settings, again, like I said, do not matter. It still is applicable for whatever controller you are using. But without further ado, let's hop straight into it. So the first things first, I do play on PC, so my aiming input device is controller. It doesn't matter if you play on console, PS5, like your aiming input device should be controller. Okay, now we're gonna go into button layout. I like playing on tactical. This feels more comfortable for me. Tactical, all it really does is just switch your circle or B button for the crouch button for your thumbstick. The main goal of that is you don't want to take off your thumb off the right stick because that's your aiming and look stick. Mainly because obviously there's so much going on in the game. You always want to have your thumb there. If you play claw, your hand should be like this, and you should be able to press the other buttons. But if you have back buttons like the Fly Digi or this PS5 controller, you should be able to map those and hit the other buttons there. But tactical, for me, I've always played it. It's the best for it. Okay, that being said, your stick layout, again, totally up to you. I don't change it. It's on default for me. Now, moving into horizontal stick sensitivity and vertical stick sensitivity, I have this at 1.15. It's really slow compared to a lot of the competitive players. I know a lot of people play on like 1.65, 1.75. This works for me, especially when I'm going for headshots. I gotta be honest with you, it just needs to be slow for me. I don't know what it is. I play the best, especially if I play comp, I play AR. So for me, slow is the way to go. That being said, I don't really change anything else here. The only thing I will change is controller vibration. I try not to play with controller vibration because I feel like it messes up my shots. I kind of get in my head a little too much when I play, so I try to turn it off. But for me, I have it on and I just set it at 5. Just make sure the controller works and just make sure that it's not like shaking like an earthquake. You just want to have something there to just feel it, right? It makes it more immersive. Okay, so this is going to be really important, and these are dead zones. Dead zones are basically like the amount of force that goes into the thumbstick that makes your character move or more responsive in the game. That being said, this is really important for the left stick, and the reason why is because you want to be able to move as fast as possible, make it as responsive as possible. So you have to have your left stick minimum at 1, and you want to make the max at 75. So that way you're automatically hitting the max strafe speed or the max walking speed depending on the gunfight that you are taking. So 75 is the way to go. Okay, now they did nerf rotational aim assist in the game for controllers. I mean, they didn't really like kill it off, but it's not really present. So I have this minimum at 1 and then right stick at max. Aim assist really does work at longer ranges, but when it comes into short to medium, it's just no longer there. So you just want to keep it at these values here. Left trigger, right trigger, 13, 13. If you have trigger stops on your controller, if you do play with like a scuff, battle beaver, you're good. It's responsive. Don't think too much into it. Okay, now we're gonna go into aiming. Sensitivity multiplier, nothing changes here. Look inversion, just keep it standard. I don't know if you would even change that, honestly. Obviously, before we get into that, target aim assist, you want to have it on. This is, again, playing on controller, you want to have aim assist on the controller. It's not that hard. If you are using a Cronus Zen, then you don't have to worry about that because the Zen already has aim assist boost on it. But again, have this on for your game. Another thing as well, this should be off, and then if you go into here, FOV sensitivity scaling should be off as well. It's proportional when you're like aiming in the gun and whatnot. Just turn it off. You don't really notice it in the game, especially if you play on console. You want to keep the most amount of frames possible, so you want to turn that setting off. But now when you go into aiming advanced settings, this is where you tweak your aim assist. Now again, they did nerf it in BO7. And everything is kind of like a level playing field for mouse and keyboard. But I gotta be honest with you, I have this on instant. I don't know anybody else who plays on gradual or after zoom. Instant just works the best. And then for the response curve type, you want to have it on dynamic. A lot of people play on linear. A lot of people play on standard. This just works the best. I mean, I really didn't complicate this for BO6 either. I just put it on dynamic, and at the end of the day, it just works. Even though it's nerfed a little bit, you're gonna notice it at the longer ranges of your gunfights. And then when you come into the aim response curve slope scale, I have this at 1, but I know a lot of people, they put it down to like 75, I'm pretty sure. To be honest with you, I don't notice a difference, especially in this game where the aiming is just a little off, and it doesn't make a difference. This is totally up to you. I'm just gonna put it back at 1. Again, haven't noticed much of a difference in BO7. Okay, now moving into movement. Now, this is kind of key because depending if you really do like movement in BO6, BO7, you gotta know that you gotta turn off a couple settings. And here's the settings that we do want to turn off. We want to turn off corner slicing. It's a little weird. The camera shakes a little bit when this is off. Just turn it off. It doesn't make sense to have. Going back to the top, you want to turn on sprint assist. It just makes it easier to run, so you're not clicking the left stick hard as you can to tack sprint. Even though there is no tack sprint in BO7, you just don't want to have the bad habit of click, 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 click. Just turn it on, just so your guy is naturally moving and propelling in the way you want to go. Okay, now we're gonna go into slide and dive behavior. I have this on slide only. I don't like diving everywhere. To be honest with you, I don't take gunfights dolphin diving. And if you wanted to go into the crouch slide dive, like, again, you could learn how to play on hybrid, but I gotta be honest with you, I really just slide only, especially that I play on tactical. I'm constantly misclicking or holding down the right thumbstick, so I'm constantly gonna dolphin dive by accident when I just mean to slide. And personally, this just works the best, especially when you want to play competitively or you want to go for like high kill gameplays. You don't want to accidentally misclick your dive behavior, and the next thing you know, you're just dolphin diving out of a window. It doesn't make sense to do. Outside of that, everything else should be fine. This is more for like Warzone. And then if you go into advanced settings, you want to have single tap sprint. That makes sense. Sprinting door bash, that makes sense. And everything else should be good here. Moving into combat, obviously there's not really much, not many things to change here, except when you go to the combat advanced settings. It depends what you like to ping with, but right now there is a glitch that Lunchtime did mention. When you're trying to ping or activate a kill streak, it's a little off. So kind of just reset this into default. Like, these are the default settings that I have here. Personally, I don't really change this as much as possible, but if you do have another button where you are pinging, for example, like the D-pad, you gotta know that, because I'm telling you, there is a couple glitches in here where you can't call on kill streaks, you can't ping, and it gets a little wonky. So just have it like that. Okay, that's all I got for today's video, guys. These are the best controller settings that you're going to find on Black Ops 7. I promise you guys, if you just tweak it a little bit and you find what works for you, you're going to enjoy the game. I know there's a lot of complaints about the aim assist, and I'm pretty sure they're going to buff it in the near coming future. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to reshoot another video talking about it, because it does matter when you are playing a controller, because it really does make a difference in the game, and a lot of people are noticing that. But all that being said, guys, I really do appreciate all the support on the channel. And always remember, stay true, stay you, and stay frosty. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.